I sat across from the investigator as the ceiling fan hummed above us. The dull blades pushed warm air in slow circles. The office smelled like old leather and stale coffee. My hands trembled on my lap. I could feel my heartbeat in the tips of my fingers. The investigator studied me with calm, steady eyes. He opened a thin folder. The pages rustled like dry leaves. The sounds scraped against my nerves. I swallowed hard. My throat felt tight. My voice barely escaped. I told him I needed to find my ex-husband. I told him I needed to make things right, even if I was years too late. He nodded slowly. He said he would look into it. His tone was quiet, measured, almost cautious. When I stepped outside, the air felt heavier than before. The sky hung low with gray clouds. The wind carried the sharp scent of rain. I wrapped my arms around myself as the first drops hit my skin. For days I waited. Every sound in my apartment felt louder. The ticking clock, the humming refrigerator, my own breath echoing in the stillness. I replayed old memories until they blurred. The night I confessed what I had done, the way his eyes drained of color, the silence that grew between us like a wall that could not be climbed. When the phone finally rang, I nearly dropped it. The investigator's voice was calm, too calm. He asked me to come back to the office. The walk down the hallway felt endless. The same fan spun above us, still slow, still tired. He slid the folder toward me. His fingertips lingered on the edge, as if he was unsure whether to let it go. I opened it. A single page sat inside. A photograph, blurry, taken from a distance. It was him, my ex-husband, standing at a bus stop, but he was thinner. His shoulders were slumped, his expression hollow. My breath caught. The investigator spoke softly. He said he had followed him for several days. He said my ex-husband was living in a small rented room on the outskirts of the city. He said he rarely spoke to anyone. He said he avoided people as if the world had burned him. He said he jumped at sudden sounds. He said he often walked alone late at night, as if he had nowhere to be and nothing to return to. I felt my stomach twist. The room swayed. I gripped the arms of my chair. The investigator hesitated. Then he told me there was more. He leaned forward. His voice dropped. He said that my ex-husband was not alone in that room. He said someone visited him almost every evening. A woman, her face partially hidden under a hood, her movements careful, slow, familiar. A cold shiver crawled up my spine. My mouth went dry. I whispered a question I already feared the answer to. The investigator nodded. He said the woman looked exactly like me. I felt the air leave my lungs. My ears rang. My vision blurred at the edges. I told him that was impossible. I told him I had not seen my ex-husband in years. I told him I had never set foot anywhere near that part of the city. He did not argue. He simply slid another photograph toward me. The woman in the photo stood in the dim hallway outside my ex-husband's door. Her head was tilted downward. Her hair hung over her face. The lighting was poor, but the shape of her jaw, the curve of her cheek, the way she held her hands, it all mirrored me, perfectly. A cold pulse shot through my body. The investigator cleared his throat. He said he had tried to follow her, but each night she vanished into the shadows, as if she knew she was being watched. My skin prickled. My nails dug into my palms. I felt a strange pressure in my chest, as if something inside me recognized her, before my mind did. I whispered that I wanted to see my ex-husband. The investigator hesitated. Then he agreed to take me. We drove through the city as evening settled. Streetlights flickered to life. The sky deepened into shades of purple and blue. The hum of the engine vibrated through my bones. When we reached the street, I stepped out. The air felt colder. My breath floated in faint white clouds. The narrow road was lined with dark buildings, their windows empty, watching. We walked toward the staircase that led to his room. Each step creaked under our weight. The air smelled damp, moldy, heavy. As we reached the top, I felt a sudden pressure behind my eyes, a pulse, a warning. My heart thudded against my ribs. A soft sound drifted from the hallway. Footsteps, slow, measured, coming closer. The investigator lifted his hand to signal me to stay still. The footsteps grew louder. The air tightened. A shadow shifted at the far end of the hall. The shape of a woman, head lowered, hair falling forward, hands hanging motionless at her sides. Her outline matched mine, exactly. My breath stuttered. I felt the floor tilt beneath me. The investigator whispered that I should stay back, but my legs moved on their own. The woman lifted her head, her hair parted, and I saw her face. My own. Her eyes locked on mine, empty, hollow, as if something inside her had been taken long ago. My throat closed, my skin burned. I felt something deep inside me unravel. The woman took a step toward me, silent, slow, and in that moment, I realized the truth. The investigator reached for my arm, but I barely felt his touch. The hall seemed to stretch, the lights flickered, the air trembled, and as she drew closer, I understood why my ex-husband had changed, why he hid, why he walked alone at night, because he had been running from her, running from me, running from the reflection of what I had done. The woman stopped just inches away. Her breath brushed my cheek, cold, weightless. She lifted her hand. Her fingers hovered near my face. And then